We actually had to have the police department deliver blood yesterday.
My goodness.
Wow.
Here?
In Montgomery in Birmingham and in Mobile, Alabama.
Wow.
Because they had closed the roads. I mean, I-65, which goes all the way through the state of Alabama, was shut down because of the icy conditions. And we're like, we can't get to these hospitals, and then they sent over 3 cop cars from Birmingham, and they delivered blood throughout Birmingham, and then we did the same thing in Mobile and Montgomery.
Wow.
So, yeah, it's one of those kind of days. In one of the hospitals, it's just down the road from us in Mobile. We couldn't drive because of the conditions. I mean, it was so icy. We just sent 2 employees, and they volunteered, and we bundled them up, and they walked it to the hospital. It was about a mile away, and then they walked back about a mile back. We had employees in Atlanta that couldn't get home, and so they slept in the donor center. So it's really playing havoc. Our bloodmobiles are parked on the side of the road. We have cars in our vehicles that are just stuck on the side of the road.
Wow.
And the crazy thing is this storm came on so suddenly. We thought we had another 4 or 5 hours, and but it blew in so fast and was so cold, and that wet weather, it just froze so much quicker than anybody imagined.
Yeah, right.
And apparently there are cars abandoned all throughout Atlanta, and they still can't move them because the roads are still icy. So,
wow.
If Jim Cantori is full, I feel all right about it.
Did you see that video of him, by the way, getting attacked? Not really attacked, but a fake.
Where he knees the guy?
Yeah, where he puts his knee in the guy's groin. It's a college.
I love it.
A college kid, tries to tackle him or something.
It was in Charleston, South Carolina. Yeah, yeah, good stuff.
That is funny. So literally, we could say that you cover 3 states, right? Georgia, Alabama, and Florida. Right. And literally 2 1/3 of them are in dire need right now. Probably.
That's right. That's right. Huntsville's back open. They were only closed for what's today? Thursday. They were closed Tuesday afternoon. They opened back up yesterday, and they are fully open today. Birmingham, they shut down again today. Schools are closed. All the state is closed. The cities are all closed. They've declared a state of emergency in Birmingham, all the way down through Mobile, Alabama, which is on the coast. And all of those cities are closed. All those schools are closed. Cities are closed, and they're telling people to stay off the roads.
Wow. And were you happening to be listening when Norm was on before we went to the break?
I did hear that, and I'm glad that Norm's back and out of the hospital, and that's in a nutshell, that's what we do, and that's why I'm so great. It's so awesome to be on the show every day. So I can just remind people that of the importance of giving blood, and if you got 20 units, as you said, that means it came from 20 different people, and it takes a community sometimes to allow somebody to get back on their feet, to go back home. And
yeah.
You think about the countless doctors and all his nurses and
no, a harem of nurses. Yeah.
Sorry, a harem of nurses. I think that's what it's about, right?
Yeah,
I mean, it's like the great poem that Locke wrote, which is "For Whom the Bell Tolls," and that's what it's all about. It tolls for thee.
Yeah, man.
And
yeah, man.
And since Norm said he had 20 units, how many units of blood is in a person's body? When you get a transfusion, don't they drain everything and put the other stuff in there?
No. I mean, there's 8 units in the body, and so I kind of know what was going on from what he was saying. So his hemoglobin was very low, and so what that's the first sign of is you probably have internal bleeding, or you may have some kind of virus that your body's fighting. But in this case, it sounded like he had some internal bleeding, and until they find that internal bleeding, they have to keep your blood pressure up, and they have to keep your hematocrit up so that you don't pass out, so that you don't bleed out. And so if you can imagine, the body is just, we're giving you a unit of blood probably every 2 to 3 hours, and then it's bleeding. And it takes some time to find it, then you have to go in and enclose it, and then by that time your hematocrits dropped again, and so it sounds like you got them over several weeks. So that's not uncommon at all.
Yeah, that's what it sounds like. And I guess just listening to the fact that they needed blood, period, regardless of how much, well, maybe especially because of how much. I mean, you realize that somebody you know might not be with us right now if people you don't know didn't give blood.
Yeah, and that's well said. And I hope that doesn't confuse people, but when you receive a blood transfusion, it's a gift from an anonymous person. And, when you get it, if it's not there when you need it, you will never need it again, because the only time the blood is prescribed by a physician and transplanted into another human being is if you will die without it, and that's the situation. It is a prescribed medication, and it's not something that we take lightly. A blood transfusion can save someone's life, but if done improperly, it can kill someone just as easily.
So 1 week from tomorrow is my due date.
Yeah, it's a living. I tell people, I'm like, what you're putting in that bag is a living, breathing organism that is a piece of you that will become a piece of someone else, and it truly is the gift of life. And it's become cliche, but it's truly the gift of life.
Well, and the fact that it's a piece of me explains why it throbs a little bit when it's in the bag.
That's right.
Yeah, just bouncing around a little bit.
There you go.
Yeah. So actually, very well said.
I will say this.
Huh.
Donating blood is very manly, Larry. Very manly.
Yes, it is.
Yes, it is manly. But plenty of women do it, just like in the manly competitions I'm going to tell you about.
Unlike
right.
pheromones for our men, and those can be manly.
I think it's both.
Right.
I don't know.
But your test is going to be just for females, right?
My test?
Males testing
Pheromone
females.
test.
No, I don't know. I thought it would be fun just to have a man blindfolded and then have women walk past him. Yeah.
I'm all for it. I'm just going to wait for you to put it together.
I love that.
All right. Well, we'll do that. All right. Let me say this. This is WOCA Ocala.
The source.
Thank you very much. And yes, you are going to like this. And please remember some of these so you can look them up on YouTube, because the visuals are funny in some cases. When we first connected with you, you heard Robin laughing or making some kind of noise.
Yeah, there was some weird noises coming out. I thought somebody got hurt.
No, somebody did, but on a video.
I'm worried. Somebody's hurt.
Yeah, no. It was on a video, but yeah, somebody did get hurt. So let me tell you some of these the manliest competitions, and this, of course, is from a resource I haven't used in a while, but it is one of my favorites, AskMen.com. So you can actually see the whole list on AskMen.com. The Ironman Triathlon is number 10. Believe it or not. I don't know how they ordered these, but number 10 is the Ironman Triathlon. This is a 2.4-mile swim, a 112-mile bicycle ride.
Oh, wow.
And then a 24-mile run in that order.
Wow. No breaks, just the whole thing.
No.
Oh,
I don't know how they do it.
The whole day.
And in case you think the word manly means it's only men, it's not. There were women in this competition when I watched the video of it.
It's the ultimate endurance race, isn't it? I mean, it's they do some double Ironmans now, but that's pretty crazy.
Double Ironmans, holy mackerel!
They must take 8 hours to do all that?
I don't know.
Not that 6.5. I mean, the leaders can do it in 5 or 6.
Wow.
2.4 mile swim.
That's what Lance Armstrong was going to do after he did bicycling until the whole thing came out with all his drugs.
Yeah.
And I'd like to brag about my nephew Christopher, because I believe he's done this or some variation of this.
Yeah, he's done it.
In fact, just to brag a little bit further, when my mom was sick, his grandma, in the hospital in Crystal River, he had just finished one. He showed up at the hospital with his bicycle in the back of his truck.
Yeah.
He got out like he hadn't done anything.
I know, no
And I said to him, you got to be kidding. Well, we walk a mile and we're worn out. You just finished a triathlon. Wow, it's just amazing. So.
And they have mini triathlons all over Florida. So they have some where you only swim, maybe half a mile, and then you run for 5K, and then you bike for 10K.
Yeah, maybe it was one of them. Yeah.
Well, I don't know. I hope it may have been a full Ironman, but they have them all over. And the Ironman in Hawaii, you swim in the ocean. They have an Ironman, I believe, in Jacksonville, but they're pretty amazing. So they even have ones for kids. My son's done a kids triathlon. So
really, wow.
They're a really cool event. They really are. They're run well, and if you want information, go to active.com, and they've got a list of all the marathons and triathlons that are in the area.
All right. Well, I don't think the next one would be on it. Now, the next one is the thing you heard Robin laughing at because I was showing her the video. So you got to look this up. It's the Japanese tongue twister competition. Have you heard of this one, Galen?
I'm not sure if it's a tongue twister in the verbal sense or if somebody literally grabs your tongue and twists it.
Okay. It is the actual tongue twister, like Peter Piper picked a peck of pickled peppers. Okay.
But in Japanese.
But it is in Japanese, and it is done by Japanese-speaking people, so it's not like they're trying to speak a foreign language. They're speaking their own language.
Uh-huh.
But here's the part where this becomes weird. This is what you heard Robin laughing at. They stand in a row on like a stage, each competing with one another. There's some kind of a device in front of them with a spring on it that'll pull up a lever and hit them smack dab right between the legs. If they get it wrong.
I'm going to say the females have an advantage in that category.
I didn't see any women in this one.
That poor guy. They're all standing with their legs spread, and he got it wrong.
You gotta look this up on YouTube. Japanese.
No, I don't have to. I don't have to.
Oh, you got it. Please, you got it. Japanese tongue twister.
I don't enjoy watching somebody get kicked in the groin area or hit in the groin area.
It's a device.
That brings me no joy.
It's very fast.
I don't know what it is.
It's a rapidly moving.
I don't want any part of it.
These guys are looking.
I don't get any joy out of that. And again, the Japanese do some weird, crazy stuff.
Yeah, they do.
I mean, we've talked about it many times, what they eat. And
yeah.
And
yes.
I mean, how they judge people on their blood type. I mean, we have decided that the Japanese culture is weird. They hunt whales and dolphins.
Yeah, right.
So for everybody else, Galen doesn't want to look, but look it up. Japanese tongue twister on YouTube. It came up right away. It was the first one that came up.
They're all willing. It's unbelievable to me. They would be a willing participant for this.
It is unbelievable. Yeah. Because what does it really prove about you?
Yeah.
I mean, what kind of pride do you have just because you can say something right?
Yeah, exactly. I mean, really quick, right?
It's crazy. It's
really
almost like
weird.
you'd be more proud if you said it wrong and you were able to endure that pain.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Didn't look like.
No, nothing. There's nothing good about it.
Good morning. You're on the air.
I mean, it's not good for your health. Yeah.
No.
Well, I think that Japanese device is perfect for this country. They need to bring that to Capitol Hill. And every time those politicians don't vote for what the majority wants, but ding.
Ooh, I like that.
Yeah, you get all the right votes anyway.
There you go.
All right, the next one is the Cooper Hill Cheese Rolling and Wake. Not sure about the wake part of this, but anyway. Have you heard of this one?
No, Larry, I probably haven't heard of any of these.
Yeah, you have. You heard of something. You heard of the Iron Man? Here we go.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, that's number 10. That's more mainstream than getting whacked in the groin area for missing a tongue twister.
All right, let me tell you about the Cooper Hill cheese thing. A bunch of guys, and there were women in this thing too, they're standing at the top of this hugely steep hill, and this is in Gloucester, England. And what they do is they roll a wheel of cheese. It's actual cheese, although it's very, very heavy, so it reaches 70 miles per hour.
Oh.
They let it go 1 second before they tell the people to go, and they all run down the hill. Now, because it goes so fast, it has become impossible to do what is theoretically the idea. Theoretically, the idea is to catch it, but you really can't.
It's really tall, too,
So
right?
the first person who gets across the line gets the cheese.
Oh!
And it is just such a steep hill. I mean, you literally see people falling over or just simply rolling down the hill. It's just unbelievable. Unbelievable. There you go.
70 miles an hour.
The cheese goes, not you. The cheese goes 70 miles an hour. Yeah.
That's one of those things that the probably started as a gimmick and became tradition.
Yeah. In 2013, last year, a 27-year-old American and a 39-year-old Japanese each won one of the 4 races. So it tracks
God,
people.
those Japanese are great at these things. And an American is like, we're not going to be outdone.
Yeah.
Some drunk bloke over there was on vacation and said, I could really excel in this. I'm not much of an athlete. I don't do much, but I can run down a hill.
That's
Probably trained for it for a year. Probably got a grant from the federal government.
Exactly.
Some tourism board gave them $2 million, something.
All right, the next one is let's see if I can tell you this.
Put that on your resume, Larry. Right, guys, what, 28? 28? I mean, so he's going to go for a job. Do you put that on your resume?
I would, yeah.
Cheese wheel winner?
Yeah, that would be fun.
2013? Cheese wheel winner?
Conversation starter.
Cheese wheel winner, yeah, the cheese wheel winner. Yeah, I would put it on there. All right, here we go. Here's another one. Ready?
I mean, and people put some really crazy stuff on there.
All right, now I know you enjoyed the Iron Man. Here's the Iron Crotch competition.
They should incorporate that with the Japanese one. They could kill 2 birds with 1 stone.
What I would suggest, if you want to see this, is go.
To the 2 stones, 1 bird.
What I would suggest is you go to askmen.com if you don't want to see. Oh,
No, I don't want to. I'm not doing it. I'm
here's
not going to
one.
look at it.
Now this is what.
I'm not going to look at it, Larry.
This is what this guy does. This is what they do here.
I don't think I want to know. I mean, I don't. I don't know if I even like where this is going.
You have to tie.
I'm just going to keep talking, and then I won't let you say it. Now we're involving string in that area?
Not string. They tie cloth.
Okay.
They tie
Cloth
cloth.
is soft.
You're not helping yourself.
And then they're facing a vehicle like a car or a pickup truck.
Oh.
And the back of the pickup truck is loaded with about 6 or 8 guys. And the man with the cloth tied to the area to the trailer hitch, you might call it.
And he's got no pants. He just has
No,
cloth.
he's covered.
Oh, he's covered.
He's
Okay.
covered. He's not exposing himself, but
Okay.
they put a little black dot over it when he has to tie it again. And he backs up, and he is pulling a truck with a load of guys in the back of it.
Oh, gee.
There you go.
There's a Japanese name again.
There it is. Yeah.
Look at
Oh,
him
yeah.
beat this-
I need to mention this is in Japan. Yeah.
Okay. All right. Larry, let's just play this out.
He's beating himself.
Okay. The purpose of all of these things so
Yes.
far is to prove your manliness.
Manliness, yes.
And your ability. Now, the reason you prove your manliness is to get a mate.
Right.
Is it? It's not something you're not after you pull a truck, right?
Oh, my
Right.
God. Look at that.
Right.
With your appendage,
Right.
you're not going to want a mate.
Yeah, but
look at
you
what
win
he's
a
doing.
large sum of money.
Look at
Well,
what
again,
he's
you're going to
doing.
spend that money to get a woman, and that's going to be pointless.
Yeah. Well, Robin's getting ready to watch. He's tying it on right now.
I know. Well, do the judges flip up his little loincloth there to make sure he's tied it in the right spot?
You can tell he's tied there. Yeah, he's tied there.
Okay.
Oh,
at
there he
him.
goes.
He's got, oh, my God. They're holding him down.
No, Larry, that's not good.
Oh, my God. Look at him. He's pulling the truck. Oh.
So there you go. The
Wow.
Iron
He's-
Crotch
You can
competition.
tell if Robin's enjoying it or she's in pain.
After that, he's got to be longer than a pizza.
Wow.
Wow. Wow. Wow. And those guys in the truck are on a
That's a
flag.
quote for the day. After that, he's got to be longer than a pizza. Of all the things you could have compared it to, a pizza. All right, there you go. All right, you ready for the next one?
Isn't that what they say, though? They always
No,
compare
not
that.
really, Larry.
I think you can handle the next one a lot better than the
When
one.
do you what? A
Listen-
pizza?
Yeah, I don't know. Well, pizza is how big? 18 inches? I think that's what she meant.
Yeah.
Wow. I now see why you're happily married.
Of course, I would imagine it'd be very thin.
Yeah, it's
Pulled out like silly putty. All right. All right.
you can just roll it up and
All right,
pack it away.
Here's another one.
Next time.
This is back here in America. This is the Red Dog Saloon Ultimate Hot Chicken Wing Challenge.
Oh my gosh. Okay.
Now you thought you had.
That's just eating chicken wings that are hot. Yeah.
Okay, Mr. Big Shot here. let me tell you.
No, I'm not doing it.
No.
Because I like my stomach. I don't think you should puke after you eat something. I think that's wrong.
They bring you chicken wings, and each chicken wing has sauce, whatever it is, on it that's hotter than the wing before it. You're not allowed to drink anything, and you're timed. So not only do you have to eat these things, you have to eat them fast. And then, once you're done, you have to sit for 5 minutes without anything, just sitting there.
Oh.
The guy who was sitting there, the one I watched, he was crying. I mean, he was, and he won, so he got the prize, but his eyes were just leaking all over the place.
Oh, no. Oh, that's horrible.
And the guy next to him just sitting, drinking a cold beer, laughing. Like,
And he was. Not going to his Super Bowl party.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
There you go.
Well, it's got to have that hot mustard, right?
Nothing. I don't think anything is hotter than that hot mustard.
Yeah,
I think
so that's
got
to be the last, right?
Now the next one is not the last one. The next one is the Tough Mudder. There
was some chili at the chili cook-off that the fire department put, and they're like, oh yeah, you can take a taste. I was done for the rest of the day. And I had like one of those small taster spoons, and the guy started laughing. And I almost reached around there and punched him, except he was like 6'4", and a firefighter. So therefore, he had like 45 guys behind him.
Yeah, you would have lost.
Wasn't going to fight him anyway. So I was like, I couldn't talk. And I was like,
That's how I would have been. No, I'm not good at that stuff either. I'm terrible at that stuff.
No, when I said the last, I thought maybe the last chicken wing had the hot.
I know what you meant. I don't know. I have no idea. Actually, I think some of the stuff you guys have had, Robin, you and Ronnie, is probably hotter than that mustard.
Oh gosh.
I don't know because it's got a warning on it. There's no warning on the mustard at the Chinese restaurant.
Yeah, so.
Go on, you're on the air.
Yeah, the lady in the hospital, she was dying, and she was praying to God. She said, am I going to die? And God said, no, you're going to live 30 more years. So she says, well, while I'm in the hospital, I might as well, she says, I'm going to get a makeup. So she got a makeup, and she got out of the hospital. She had everything done. And when she got out of the hospital, she got hit with a semi-truck, and she died and went to heaven and says, God, I thought you told me I was going to live 30 more years. He says, yeah, but I don't recognize you. I didn't recognize you. That's all I wanted to tell you.
Oh, man. I don't know. He was just telling jokes. I don't know. Oh, yeah.
I'm waiting.
I don't know. By the way, speaking of jokes, Galen, I have one for you for the next speaking engagement. Would you like to hear it?
No, because it's today. I mean, I've got a managers meeting today. I've got to address all the managers.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
okay. Well, it won't work today. It won't work today. But here's when you should use it. When you're at a speaking engagement in another town. Where you have to spend some night.
You know, I remember these. That's why I dread them, because it's like all I can think about is
I know.
Larry's joke.
Okay, so
Larry's
here,
joke.
so I haven't done this in a while. Well, look at it this way: you could use that other guy's joke, the guy who just called. You could use his joke.
No, I don't even know what I'm still waiting for the punchline. Something about it doesn't recognize you. I don't know where that was going.
All right, so here's the joke.
By the way, is there anything worse than when somebody tells you a joke and you don't get it and they tell it to you again? and you're like, what, is it supposed to change how I feel? I think I heard it the first time.
Well, let's see if that happens here. All right, so you're about ready to make your speech. You spent the night in the hotel. You got up and you had breakfast at the hotel restaurant. And so you're saying, had anybody ever stayed in this hotel? It's a nice hotel. I like the place, right? Mm-hmm. They have a breakfast. So I went down for breakfast and I was waiting for my buddy to get down there. And I didn't want to order a lot because I wasn't sure if they were going to have like a pre-breakfast here at this meeting. So the waitress came up and she says, "Well, what would you like to have for breakfast?" Well, and you say, "Well, it depends." She goes, "Well, then maybe you would like the intercontinental breakfast."
Oh,
There you go. There's no
I
joke.
got it. I
There's
actually
the
got
joke.
it.
All right.
Okay.
All right. Here's another one. Ready?
That's going to be in his head all
The
day.
Tough Mudder competition, Galen.
I mean, wait. Let's
don't
go
worry.
back to the joke. Did you write that?
Yeah. Why you don't like it?
No, I just wanted to make sure. I wanted to make sure that wasn't published somewhere.
No. Go ahead and use it. It's published now. We just made it public.
Yeah, I didn't want to make. I wanted to make sure it wasn't copyrighted.
Don't worry about it.
No royalties necessary.
Don't worry about it.
God, that's gonna be stuck in my.
He's going to use it. Yeah, he's going to use it. Let me know how they like
if I
it.
don't. I mean, if I have to use that,
Maybe-
it's like one of the worst speeches of my life.
Maybe you'll improve on it, because everything I do is like clay that needs to be improved. It's like I start a ceramic and somebody else pinches it and glazes it and it becomes better.
Well, here's my topic today that I'm talking to our managers about: media relations.
Yeah.
And so, and I use this show as an example of it all the time.
Good.
And now I'm going to talk about, well, you got to talk about stuff other than blood. And like, for example, today, this host told this joke. Well, now what am I supposed to do with that? Hey, these are my options, because everybody else, well, so what'd you talk about today?
Oh, I would tell him
talked about a man pulling a truck full of men with his appendage, and now I've got that joke in my head.
Yes. It is the key to your success.
Something.
You're going to be the hit of the conference. It's not
I
gonna,
may get fired after this. It's
No, you
they're
won't.
going to check my search history.
No, they're going to say you're a
Say, what are you
genius.
doing at Walgreens for 4 or 5 hours a day?
That's funny. Yeah, that's great. That goes way back. That one.
yeah, that's funny.
And especially if you buy those things and get green stamps too.
yeah.
And then, I was going to say, and then when I get fired, they're going to find my drawer full of green stamps. How am I going to explain that?
All right, so let me hear. I got a few more here, and I'll tell you these are the other competitions you can participate in.
I wonder if everybody gets our jokes or if it's just us. Somebody out there's got to laugh at
They
all
get them.
who's been a listener for a very long time.
If you've been a listener for a long time, you got every one of them. If
Yeah.
not, then you just have to. Don't worry about it.
That's right. We're not explaining.
All right, the Tough Mudder contest is exactly. I looked at this, Robin. It was exactly like the Savage Race and.
Did you see the guy? There's a YouTube video out there where the guy is getting they have the electrified fence where you have to crawl under it. Have you seen that?
Right. No.
And the guy's stuck on it, right? And it's I don't know what the voltage is, but you can see he's just stuck, right? Because his pants or something got stuck on the wire.
Oh
And
no.
he's in the mud and he's getting shocked.
Oh no.
And it's that's why I refuse to watch any of these other videos. And so another person comes and tries to pull him off, and so what happens? She starts getting shocked and can't let go.
Oh no.
And finally, there's these two people, and they're getting shocked, and it goes on for 90 seconds, right? And so finally, one of the race safety people see it, and they turn off the cord, and they both just fall flat on the ground, and you can tell because their muscles are just shot. They had to pull the guy out of the mud because he couldn't move. I'm like, now why in the world would you want to do that voluntarily? You know what I mean? I mean, why would you? Hey. And I'm not kidding. My boss, he loves these things. He goes, look, this is what we're going to do. We're going to go run through this mud. They have an electrified fence. Why would I want to do that? Why? Why?
It's for
I don't know.
awareness of donating in case you get hurt.
No, it's just a bunch of people who go, I got way too much time on my hands. Life is way too good. I need to feel a little worse about myself. Let me run, get this electrical fence, get shocked. And then the crazy thing is it's almost like, I got shocked. Oh, and if you miss it, it's almost like, wow, I didn't get shocked.
I know
I feel
you
like
feel
I didn't
bad.
get the full experience. Maybe next time I'll just run flat into it. I don't know. I don't know.
So
What's coming to the world?
The next one, Galen, has been they no longer do it because somebody died in it. It was the World Sauna Championships. The idea was to basically go into a sauna, and the heat kept getting put higher and higher, and the last person out is the winner.
Oh,
You know what? That started off the dare. Right?
Probably, yeah.
Two
Probably.
dudes sitting in there.
Right.
You know, they had watched the Seinfeld episode.
Right.
You know, where they're all in the sauna, and then they're like, I could stay in here longer than you. No, you can't. 7 hours later, one dies. Yeah.
So
At what point? I mean, couldn't you tell the guy was going to die?
no, and that was crazy. That was crazy. So the last one,
He just shook it off. He's like, no, I'm fine. I don't know.
Just remember, an incontinental breakfast. Just remember that. All right, so
I don't believe in evolution or Darwinism,
right?
But man, this is a good example of Darwinism at work.
And the last one is probably the toughest of all, even though most of the work is dogs running in the snow. But this is a 7-day race. Of course, I'm talking about the Iditarod.
oh yes, the Iditarod. Yeah.
7 days.
Yeah.
In the worst.
You know the history of that one, right?
Nah, maybe, I don't know. Tell me.
Well, the Iditarod was started because there was a race where this team of dogs raced from Nome, Alaska, or does it end in Nome? Anchorage to Nome, I can't remember. But and so the whole purpose is they were trying to bring penicillin or medicine of some kind from one part of Alaska to another. And I think
really?
It ends in Nome. And so that's why it's such a big cultural deal. And so that one kind of makes sense. It's almost like a marathon itself. You know, the guy ran 2 marathons and then died.
Yeah, right.
Deliver the message.
Right.
That makes sense, and that's where don't kill the messenger came from, actually.
Right. Yes, I remember that. So anyway, so 7 days is the biggest one, and it's the Iditarod, and it sounds to me like the dogs do all the work, although I'm sure it takes a lot of physical skill on the riders.
They train for that, and the mushers actually care a lot for their dogs.
And he's all by himself, or he or she is all by himself.
Yeah. I mean, that's a lot of intestinal fortitude.
Wow.
A lot of competition there.
Good segment today, Galen. We've got about 50 seconds, though.
I was, Larry. I'm not start with a joke.
Robin, we need a segue,
I'm going to
Robin.
have to go on the internet and search bad jokes to get that incontinental out of my incontinental. That is so. It's stuck now.
What are you going to have for breakfast? It depends. So in that case, you might want the incontinental breakfast. Robin, we need a segue. We don't have time for a segue. Galen, where's the Bloodmobile today?
Well, we're oh my gosh, we're at the Walmart in Summerfield. That is such a bad joke.
Walmart in Summerfield. All right, and if you can't get there, you go next door to the Cascades on Silver Springs Boulevard. That's where Life South is. And in Denellen, where is it, Robin?
Right next door to Sweet Bay.
All right, Galen, we had fun with you today.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Right.
You're
have a great day, and you are the best.
Guys are the best.
You are. We'll take a break and be right
It's
back.
the Huckabee Report for Thursday. I'm Mike Huckabee. The State of the Union is not so good. More in a moment. Marcia's identity thief wasn't a stranger. It was her best friend, her roommate. She put Marcia close to $100,000 in debt, and Marcia ended up losing her home. A few years later, it almost happened again, but this time she was armed with the proactive protection of LifeLock services. She again knew the thief trying to steal her identity. It was her son's friend attempting to get a loan in Marcia's name. With LifeLock's help, Marcia was able to stop the fraudulent loan before it could damage her finances and good name. Marcia found out the hard way that no matter how careful we are, no one can stop all identity theft, and that's why I protect myself with LifeLock Ultimate. Don't think identity theft will never happen to you. Do what I did. Arm yourself with LifeLock Ultimate. Visit LifeLock.com now and enter promo code Huckabee or call and mention Huckabee for 10% off your LifeLock membership. Call 1-800-240-LOCK, 1-800-240-LOCK, 1-800-240-LOCK.
Network does not cover all transactions and scope may vary.
President Obama's State of the Union speech was a lot like the new movie I, Frankenstein. It was stitched together from leftover parts of other speeches. It came with high expectations that it fell short of, and the reviews were decided